Hi, I did my safety audit and my violence prevention audit here at my small town in Wilder school district. We have about 525 students in a district K-12, and I'm standing in front of our historical building that's been here for 100 years. And downstairs we still use the cafeteria, and upstairs is the gym. And we'll get to kind of some highlights and some lowlights on that building in a little bit. Over here to my right, as I face away from the schools, is the elementary school that I teach in. Right there in that corner room is me, kindergarten. And sitting behind us a little ways is our middle school, high school, and then we have a large playground that is fenced in around the whole area. So we are a district that sits completely on one property, and across from us, right now I'm facing the city park that always seems to the newcomers to be part of the school district, but it is part of the city instead. So a highlight about our historical building is that it's been here. It's nostalgic, and we will often hear parents and grandparents say, "Oh, hey, that's the building I went to. That's the cafeteria I ate in." And so it really does have a powerful presence in our school district. The lowlights, as you might guess, is that it's old. And this last year we actually had to have some replumbing done in the kitchen and for the bathrooms, and that was extensive. That was a huge part of our budget this past year. And it was a little bit of an emergency, even though we could see it coming. It kind of happened a little bit sooner than we thought it was going to. And then it does have very narrow, very steep steps up to the gym, which is a beautiful open gym, but then has bleachers that are straight up. You actually get kind of vertigo. You have to go in behind the floor and kind of zigzag up some steps. And so whenever I have to take my kindergartners up, it's just like, oh, I always have to train them, like, this is what's gonna feel like, this is what it's gonna do. We're gonna do step by step, a little bit at a time, because yeah, it's high, and it just feels high. Probably more so to me than to them. And then our middle school and high school is one building, and it is 20 years old. And then our elementary school that I just showed you is 15 years old. And the highlights of those are they're absolutely beautiful. They're a cozy, very comforting, warm atmosphere. There's a lot of woodwork. Our cabinets are wood and just neutral colors, but just very well done. Just one very long, I guess, two hallways that, come together there in the middle, and then just a short hallway out to the back playground. So a little bit of a, like a plus sign, but there's two really long hallways. And then that short one as you kind of enter. And it is built for safety. We have double doors, we have windowed access to the receptionist as you come in, we have buzzers to buzz in. So it's a beautiful facility. And we always pass our safety, like our fire safety audits, because inspections, I guess, because they actually built it for success. So our cabinets are actually slanted at the top, and that we can't put anything on those. They're not a shelf. It's actually slanted like a roof would be, and so it's not going to happen. They're not going to have extra things stuffed up there that shouldn't be. And then we also have bulletin boards all the way around our classrooms that signify where we can put our bulletin boards. And it's almost the entire wall. We actually all kind of struggled to fill in all of the bulletin boards that they've given us, and so you're not tempted to put paper where it shouldn't be, those kinds of things. So that's pretty cool. The lowlights are that they are starting to get old, and we've gotten used to them being very functional and very updated and upgraded. And so now, as locks start not working, as doors are coming unhinged, that kind of thing. It's nothing serious, but it is a process that we're going through to have to deal with that process, because we haven't had to for the duration of these buildings so far. And so we're having to communicate about that. Our playground is wonderful. They keep it very well kept. If something isn't safe, it's fixed immediately. It's fenced all the way around. And except that there are openings, it's not gated. And so that makes it rather difficult, because sometimes we'll go out to recess and there'll be dogs out there and that kind of thing. So we have to kind of watch for some of it, or people just walking through the schoolyard, because you can come in those entrances. It's not fully fenced off, but there is a fence around the whole perimeter. As far as our violence prevention audit, it really highlighted to us that we need to start sooner in the school year. Last year we did a violence prevention curriculum, but it wasn't maintained or sent out to us. It was online, and we really didn't get it in the monthly schedule that we were supposed to. It just kind of was one of the balls that got dropped in our district last year. Because things were so different and new, being in school with all of the COVID requirements and such. So we kind of scrambled at the end. The last 6 weeks was almost a online class. It felt like a day in order to get our requirements in, and that of course wasn't the best way for us to take all that information in. So we're working harder at starting it sooner, so that we can be processing it throughout the whole year. So lots to work on, but looking forward to a new school year and being a part of improving both the physical safety and the emotional safety of the students in our schools.